Hey, what's up guys, it's TJ here, and this is the Skateboard. So it's basically a cross between an electric skateboard and a scooter, and it's what the folks over at InMotion will call a skateboard, scooter, electric hybrid. What's cool about that is you get the feel of a skateboard and the stability of a scooter. But before we get into that, let's talk about some of the specs and some of the features that come on the scooter board. So with this three-wheeled scooter board, we have two on the front axle mounted onto the board with a swivel joint truck, and that allows for really tight turn radius and carving like you would on a longboard. So in the rear you have a single hub motor driven wheel with a friction brake, just as one you would have on a scooter, but that's just one option. You also have another option for braking on the built-in control handle that is really multifunctional. Now the control handle has two triggers built right into it, an acceleration trigger and also a braking trigger that are perfectly positioned for the right hand. I mean, they fit perfectly in the hand, but keep in mind this control handle is not for steering. It's actually just for stability and for a little bit more confidence. Now the height of the handle can actually be raised and lowered. Depending on how tall you are, you might feel comfortable for this to be lower or higher. And you can do that by just removing a couple of these screws here. And also features a spring release to fold it and tow it away, which is a really nice feature that you wouldn't have on an electric skateboard. Now let's talk about how it rides. The scooter board requires you to actually travel at 2 miles per hour to initiate the throttle. So just a simple kick will get you at 2 miles per hour. And then from there, you can pull that trigger and you can travel up to 15.5 miles per hour. Now, if you remember what we mentioned about the handle not being there for steering, but just being there for confidence and stability, it actually makes you feel a little bit safer, and it was enough to get my wife to try it out, and she loved it. Now, you will never see her ride an electric skateboard. It was out of the question for her, but it was cool seeing her attempted to ride this, even though she tried to ride it like a scooter. Now, if you want to ride it, you want to ride it like a skateboard. Even though it's tempting to ride it like a scooter, you want to have the same stance as you would on an electric longboard or skateboard. And you lean with your feet and your body to turn, not with your hands. And it's actually pretty fun to carve with. You can carve it like a longboard, but it doesn't actually have the same feel as a longboard. It has a very different feel because you have that one wheel in the back. It does feel a little bit different. But I know it may be weird seeing the older crowd carving around on something like this, but it's actually pretty cool. And it also rides pretty smooth as well. I mean, with the larger scooter-ish wheels, especially for on rough roads, it does a pretty good job. You don't have to worry about things like rocks or larger rocks or anything like that. You can go right over them. So if I were to offer up any thoughts on room for improvement, it would be just the battery life. The range on this thing is pretty good. I mean, it maxes out at about 7 miles, but I would say it feels like the battery runs out pretty quickly. And it may be just because I don't get as fatigued on this as I would on an electric longboard. I feel like I can ride a lot longer. I feel more comfortable riding it, and I just want to go further. And that's something that I would probably suggest for any electric transportation. You know, we always want to go a little bit longer. So hopefully in the future models, they can improve on the battery life. But other than that, this is a really solid and well-built unit. I feel like in the engineering stage, they actually put a lot of thought into how they should make this and the features that should be added into it, and they did a really good job at that. So my last thought is that this is a really cool hybrid, and they're catering to a large range of consumers. You have the younger crowd who would love to carve on this thing, and you have the older crowd who would love to have a little fun on it and feel safe at the same time. So I think they come in at a pretty competitive price as well. At $699, you can get this thing, and also they're offering $50 off for those who are pre-ordering, so you can put your pre-order in right now. But yeah, it's just a very innovative product to reach such a wide range of consumers. And that's my thoughts on that unit, guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.